In the heart of the jungle, where the tall trees touch the sky and the wild river rushes and flows, there lived a mighty crocodile. He was huge, as big as an elephant, with sharp teeth and a powerful tail. The jungle animals were his favorite prey. But one day, a terrible flood came and washed him away into the deep waters. The animals thought he was gone for good, so they started living happily ever after. But one morning, as the sun began to rise and the mist lifted off the water, they saw something unbelievable. There on the riverbank sat the giant crocodile. His massive tail broke the surface of the water as he slowly opened his glowing red eyes. The animals froze in fear as the monster began to stir. With a deafening splash, he slipped back into the water and disappeared. The jungle was plunged into chaos. The deer and the buffalo, the antelope and the zebra, all the animals were in danger. The giant crocodile had returned, and this time he was hungrier than ever. First, he pulled down a deer that had come to drink water from the river. Then he snatched a buffalo, tossing it around like a small fish. The animals watched in horror as their friends and families were taken away and devoured by the beast. But this time, they were prepared. The wise Lion King roared, his voice echoing through the jungle. He called upon all the animals to gather near the river. They formed a large group, standing shoulder to shoulder, ready to face the monster together. The elephants, with their tusks raised high, stood in the front row. Behind them were the zebras and antelopes, their hooves stamping on the ground. In the middle of the group stood the monkeys, shrieking and making loud noises to distract the crocodile. And high up in the trees, the birds swooped and screeched, pelting the monster with stones. Suddenly, the sky darkened and thunder cracked. The storm had returned, whipping the river into a frenzy. The water rose rapidly, turning the river into a raging torrent. The animals were in danger of being swept away, but they held their ground, determined to defeat the crocodile once and for all. With a mighty leap, the crocodile lunged toward the elephants, its jaws wide open, revealing its sharp, pointed teeth. The elephants trumpeted loudly, their tusks flashing in the dim light. The leading elephant, a brave matriarch with scars from the previous battle with the crocodile, charged forward. With a sudden burst of speed, she slammed her tusks against the crocodile's head, pinning it against the rocks. The lion leaped onto the beast, biting and clawing at its glowing red eyes. The other lions joined in, attacking the crocodile's flanks. The elephants gored the crocodile with their tusks, while the monkeys yanked on its tail, shrieking and making loud noises to distract it. The birds continued to pelt it with stones, aiming for its head and eyes. The crocodile thrashed wildly, trying to shake off its attackers. It snapped its jaws, but the animals were too quick and agile. They dodged its attacks and kept coming back for more. At that moment, a huge tree that had been loosened by the storm fell with a deafening crash. It landed on the crocodile, pinning it against the rocks. The animals kept attacking, and the crocodile, trapped and weakened, let out a final roar before the rising floodwater dragged it deep into the river. It disappeared into the murky depths, never to be seen again. The rain slowly stopped. The clouds parted, and sunlight began to filter through the canopy. The animals looked at each other, their eyes filled with gratitude. They had survived the ordeal and saved their jungle home. The lion roared triumphantly, and the elephants trumpeted their victory. The storm had passed, and peace returned to the jungle.